Today's episode is supported by AIDS-Free Pittsburgh. There are more than 5,000 people living with HIV in southwestern Pennsylvania, and the Ryan White HIV/AIDS program provides support services to help them get the care they need. That includes assistance with things like healthcare, medications, housing, transportation, food, and treatment for substance use disorders. Visit aidsfreepittsburgh.org to learn more.
Today's episode is supported by our friends at the Heinz History Center and their exhibit, Pittsburgh's Hidden History. All the curators got to bring up some of their favorite pieces, all from storage, and a lot of these items are on display for the very first time. You will see a mini dress made of aluminum, old menus from local restaurants, the nostalgia, and a spooky vampiress from an old Kennywood ride. It is such a cool peek into Pittsburgh's past and also the minds of our Heinz History Center curators. And remember, kids 17 and under get free admission to the museum every single day, thanks to the Cayman Free for Kids initiative. For more information and to plan your visit HeinzHistoryCenter.org. This is City Cast Pittsburgh. I'm Megan Harris, and here's what Pittsburgh's talking about. If you ran a late night spot, what would your signature dish be? What would you serve?
Man, if I ran a late night spot, that's a really good question. I think I would probably serve some kind of sandwich, like late night sandwich.
Hearty.
Hot
or cold?
Hot.
Okay.
With a cold case to go. And I'd offer maybe like one or two lighter bite sandwiches, because I do think in this research, like having some light food is important and catering to a variety of tastes. But I would do stuff that you could prepare mostly in advance.
Yeah.
And then put it together, heat it up in a panini press.
I love that you're thinking like point of sale options already. Like you could tell you've been in this game for a really long time.
For a long time, yeah. Like
I went with
what
sandwiches
works, what's
too.
Smooth, what gets people in and out.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like a lemon pepper chicken panini situation, but also a chicken salad sandwich because I never know which mood I'm going to be in. But sometimes it depends. Like if it's just like 1 a.m. and I'm hungry versus is it 1 a.m. and I've been partying, because those are different journeys.
No, and I think you could have specials too. So you could do like either like Blue Plate style, like every Tuesday it's the sandwich or whatever. Yes. Or you could have, like your 2 or 3 signatures, something hearty, something light, something vegan or vegetarian, and then like a wild card. Somewhere
in this city, there are the people who are listening to this and can make this happen. Manifest this.
One thing I think, and I don't know the complete logistics of this, but it's something I've thought about for a long time that I think would probably depend a little bit on walk-in space and trust. But I think there are a lot of spaces that are open at certain hours and then not open at other hours. I have this like total fantasy of taking over Ritter's late at night.
Yeah.
It's a family-run business. Their like whole thing is like we always want someone from the family there, so maybe that might not actually be the space.
You want to be adopted by them?
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. It's a nice place. But it's like, why not get people in? Like, is there a way to share spaces?
Yeah. Let's talk about Ritter's, actually. I am with Hal B. Klein.
Hi.
City Cast Pittsburgh contributor and dining critic for the Post-Gazette. You really have been a friend of the podcast since day one. And I am very glad to have you with us today because today, Monday, is our 1,000th episode, Hal. 1,000 episodes.
Holy cow. This is very exciting.
And like barely 4 years.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's a wild amount of time.
It's like you're doing this almost every day during the week.
Almost
every week of the year.
Yeah. To that end, I just want to let our listeners know quickly, like to celebrate, we are going to try to do something special. So we're giving away $1,000 to spend at some of our favorite places, including some restaurants here in Pittsburgh. So the details about all of that are going to go up on our social media next week. We wanted to let y'all know in advance to look out for that. It's going to be free to enter. And it's something that we're really excited to share with yins because we want to support our local business community and our local restaurants. Hal, I know that's near and dear to your heart too.
It sure is.
And 1,000 episodes is like a wild thing to celebrate. So like, why not share the love as part of that,
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's community.
Hal, part of the reason we picked you, we wanted you here in the chair today is because this topic, late night food, has been on our wish list here at CityCast since really way back then. Where can we get a meal after, I don't know, 10 p.m. in this town? I mean, what is late? What is late to Pittsburgh?
So I decided to get even more ambitious than 10 p.m.
Yeah, what do you
have coming up?
Okay, what do you think late even is?
So I mean, I think in the classic sense, it's after midnight, right? I think
For Pittsburgh, you think after midnight?
I mean, I think in like a middle of the week sense, like maybe after 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Which like there are probably like more spots than you think definitely serving until after 10 p.m. Just thinking about like a place like the Warren downtown that's still serving food back that night every week. But like I was like, what is classically late night? And that's after midnight, right? Maybe you've been out for a while, or you're getting up or just finishing a shift. If you're working third shift, maybe you're getting ready to go to work. If you're finishing a late night shift. So I would say like everything from like midnight to 5 a.m.
Okay.
is really like late night.
That's the sweet spot for here. I mean, is it top line for you? Is it as hard to get a meal as I thought it was when we talked about this a few months ago?
No. And it's gotten a little bit easier too.
You
since
look
last
so
we talked
happy.
about
Like
it.
your eyes just like totally changed.
I surprised myself reporting this story.
Well, that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think part of when we started talking about this was back in like 2020, 2021. What's changed in that amount of time? Because I feel like it was extremely hard in that moment.
It was. And I mean, I think in the immediate years of and following the pandemic, it was dismally hard.
Yeah.
Like truly dismally hard, because it's hard to find people to work at those hours, right? Like that's a real logistical thing. And I think to a certain degree, it's also kind of a gamble, especially if you're staying open for dine-in, right? Because it means you're keeping a space open, you're keeping the lights on, you're keeping it staffed. And that's challenging in a city that even before the pandemic wasn't like really known for people getting together at like 2 a.m. to eat, right? So before the pandemic, it was basically a few diners and a couple of other outliers, some of which are still carrying on. But then the pandemic really shifted that with diners, and a place like Ritter's, for example, they had already started cutting back on late night hours.
They were the spot when I first moved to the city. Like if you wanted a meal after a certain hour, whether you were coming out of a bar scene or you were just hungry, like a lot of people met up at Ritter's.
Yeah, and it was like still the end of the heyday of the diner, right? Which starts way back when people were going out on different schedules, maybe staying out a little bit later. And you'd have that community and you'd either carry on your night there or you'd meet up with friends at the diner.
It was never the meetup spot. It was the after spot. Sometimes the after spot.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, like meetup. Like you're just like going on and then like you'd run into people you know. Or, you know, you'd get into be like, oh, Ritter's. I used to get texts from people all the time at odd hours being like, Ritter's.
Yeah, exactly. And that was it. It was just
enough.
Ritter's ? And it didn't matter what time of the day it was. Often it was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, like, cool. Yeah, I'm up. Why not? Let's do it. And, you know, part of what happened was just the family that owns it, the original owners were aging and just didn't want to be out that late anymore.
Fair.
And
then the pandemic.
Yeah, and then the pandemic. So they'd cut back to a couple nights a week, then the pandemic, and then they're like, that's it. It's done.
Yeah.
I talked to John, who is the son of one of the founders, who's now one of the owners, and he's like, yeah, you know, like we would love to, but it doesn't make sense for us right now. We're very firmly committed to just like getting better and better and better as a daytime restaurant, which is totally fair.
Mm-hmm.
So what I learned as I started reporting this story, which I thought was really interesting, is that there's this whole new crop of chain restaurants or franchise restaurants, which normally isn't a thing that I'd be like, yeah, franchises, hooray. Although there are still some Taco Bells that are open late and, you know.
I mean, that's a different thing. There's a place for that.
Yeah. And we're talking largely about places where you as a person can go with other people or by yourself, whatever, with the book. I used to love going to diners at like weird hours with the book.
Learning a lot about your psychology today.
Yeah, it's true. It's the true people that are extroverts, but also like alone time. And so instead of reading a book at home.
And also possibly a night owl.
Yeah. Not so much anymore. I did also will say, like, to be fair, I reported most of this story before 10 p.m., even though I was focused on places that were open later. But I did go to a few places.
We appreciate your commitment to the cause always.
Yeah, just to see.
Yeah.
So there are these franchises that are almost entirely immigrant owned. Some of them are very small. Some of them are a little bit bigger. And they seem to have the capacity to have economies of scale to do this. and also the ambition and drive to stay open late. And some of them, there are a few places that serve hot pot, and those serve the same communal function as a diner as well. And a couple of them are all you can eat, which is like, that's even a plus if you don't mind, maybe a little indigestion while you're trying to go to sleep later on.
But I feel like I will talk about this, but I feel like clientele and geography also matter so much too.
Right.
And like if you're talking about a place, for example, in like Oakland that's catering largely to young people, then the indigestion part may not actually be, it may not affect them at all.
The iron stomach. And I mean, and that's the thing, right, is like late night is often, even historically, the pursuit of the youth.
Youth or shift work.
Or shift workers, right. With occasional, more mature people, every once in a while just being like, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
So if you look at where, like, it's largely Oakland and the South Side that have places that are open past midnight that you can actually sit and like hang out in or get food to go. And I think also the idea that these businesses also can augment some of their financial risk with third-party app deliveries. So there's a whole system going on right now that is making it so that these businesses can actually stay open later. But yeah, I found a surprising number of places that are open past midnight, at least on Friday and Saturday, often Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and quite a few, at least 10 that are open past midnight every night of the week.
Today's show is supported by the Westmoreland Museum of American Art and their upcoming floral exhibit, Art in Bloom. The Westmoreland's been on my list for a while, and I think that this exhibition is going to be such a fun introduction to the space. I am so excited to see how the curatorial team's setting up Art in Bloom. There's going to be these elaborate creations from floral designers who are all taking inspiration from the art the Westmoreland has on display. And you can vote for your favorite floral design in the People's Choice Awards. Sign up for floral arrangement workshops and demos, or just lean into the spring theme and celebrate with a tea party at the museum. Art in Bloom is running for just 5 days, so don't miss your chance to bask in all the colors and all the pretty scents. Admission's $10 for non-members, March 25th through 28th, and totally free on the final day of the show, March 29th. Advance registration for all days is recommended. To register or learn more, visit thewestmoreland.org.
Today's episode is sponsored by Liberty Magic, Pittsburgh's premier speakeasy theater dedicated to the art of elevating magic. Liberty Magic is presenting Jonathan Levitt in Reality Reinvented, a show that explores our shared emotions and connections to each other. Jonathan is apparently the real deal. He's in Pittsburgh after performances in Las Vegas, and you may have seen some of his work already. So think movies like Now You See Me and shows like The X-Files. He's also a private magician for celebrities like Cindy Crawford, Nicolas Cage, and Sean Penn. Okay. You can see Jonathan in Reality Reinvented March 5th through 29th. And if you're feeling extra adventurous, consider upgrading to their Skeleton Key VIP experience. You get reserved seating right up front, plus there's a meet and greet after the show. Get your tickets at trustarts.org/magic before they disappear.
Are you a marketing and social media genius who wants to help spread the word about City Cast Pittsburgh? Or do you have expertise and some hot takes on local topics like transit, housing, politics, and culture? City Cast Pittsburgh is hiring a full-time audience development manager. And we're looking for podcast contributors to join us for lively and informative conversations on the show. If you are creative, thoughtful, and plugged into what Pittsburgh cares about, you could be a great fit. Learn more about the positions and apply at citycast.fm/jobs. You've got until March 16th to apply, so head on over now to citycast.fm/jobs.
Okay, enough suspense. Where can we eat after midnight here in Pittsburgh?
The world is your oyster. So and you can get oysters. No, you can't. There's no.
I was about to say, I was really waiting.
I would love, oh my God, to have like a midnight oyster bar.
I think I like it. Again,
Yeah.
It depends on what the earlier activity was.
Honestly, like that's a really healthy way to end the day.
It's very European.
Yeah.
I like it. If
Yeah.
only we had the seaside to go along with it.
Yeah, but we don't.
Let's start with the local spots.
Okay, great. So my favorite local spot is Little Corner Grill House, which is been
and
open
for all
a
of
couple
these,
years.
give us like the location in the region, that kind of thing.
So that's
kind
North
of what you love
Oakland.
about it. Yeah.
Open until 2 a.m. nightly, I believe. Hot pots, which are amazing. They make all their broths in-house. Their broths are really delicious. And then you order a whole assortment of meats, vegetables, noodles, whatever you want. It's great. They also have skewers, appetizers. It's run by a couple from northern China, so there's kind of tilts towards that. And then they also own Bomb Chicken and Summer Tea, which is located nearby. I believe that's open till 12:30, but that might also be open till 2.
Okay.
As it sounds, the specialty of the house there is poultry. So you get everything from fried chicken wings to an entire chicken and some sides, everything in between, and then some like kind of Pan-Asian appetizers as well. And Little Corner Grill House is just like, it's fun. It's just a cool place. I love going there.
Okay.
Mr. Fry's in Lawrenceville. People think it's a chain, but it's actually locally owned by an immigrant from Jordan. And this is like the classic late night frites. So you're going there, you're getting a cone of French fries, house-made sauces. You could also get like chicken tenders, fried fish, whole variety of things. There's some room to eat, but it's also served in a way that you can just kind of get it and walk on the street and eat it.
Okay. I'm glad you brought this one up because I have seen the thing in the window, which is like a big thing of fries, but it's like sort of a cartoon type thing. I actually wasn't sure what this place was.
The exterior is cartoonishly chaotic.
It's goofy. It has a mustache.
It is yellow and black.
Yeah, it's uniquely what it is, but you endorse for late night eats.
Fries are great. Like some of the best fries in the city. Going way old school, there's Cambodia on the south side.
A classic.
A true Pittsburgh classic.
Pro tip, you got to ask for the spicy chili oil. They make it in-house. They do not give it to all the drunkards unless you know to ask for it. You want that. You want that for the dumplings. The seafood wontons.
Yeah, it's also one of only 2 Cambodian restaurants in Pittsburgh. And this one is much more street food focused and has a kind of wide variety of Pan-Asian dishes as well, but is always a treat and always a joy.
Mm-hmm. An amazing service too. Like they truly like have such a gift at dealing with folks that, I mean, late night on the South Side, like sometimes it just is what it is. And they know how to handle that.
Yeah. Family business. They've just been doing it for a long time and they know how to do it. One of my favorite places is Cold Friends Kitchen at New Amsterdam. So New Amsterdam, the great Lawrenceville bar, a couple years ago hired Cold Friends Kitchen to do their food program there. They also run a food truck on the south side.
Yeah, vellum fermentation a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's great. And their burgers are ridiculously good. They've got pork belly bites that are ridiculously good. They have a couple of vegetarian dishes, but maybe not like quite the best spot for vegetarian late at night.
I will say I believe they're the ones that made the soup at the Southside Soup Contest this past weekend for Vellum. It was like a gourd soup. Oh, it was delicious. I voted for it for best vegetarian.
I might take my comment back there then.
It was fantastic. Yeah.
But they're great, and their motto is if the bar's open, the kitchen is open.
Love it.
It's really great. They do wings on Thursday night too. Really, just like good people running that thing too. So. It is one of the best locally owned spots to go to.
And immaculate branding, like just fun skulls.
Yeah, great branding, great people, great food. What's not to love? And again, like a place that you can go and hang after midnight, get some excellent food to eat.
So it sounds like a lot of local options, a lot more than I would have guessed.
Yeah. I mean, that was, like I said, like I was really surprised when I did this. I was like, man, there are a lot of places, like way more than you think. And I'd throw another one there, Pizza Bari downtown, which looks like a pizza place from the outside, looks like a hoagie shop, looks very generic, but is one of Pittsburgh's excellent Uzbek restaurants, actually. So you can like go there and get dumplings at 1 a.m., I think every night of the week. It's a really great place to go. And if you want
I've walked
pizza,
by
you can go
this.
there too.
I did not know that this served any of those foods. Okay.
It's wild. Like from the outside, you're just like, oh yeah, another pizza place, whatever. And then you walk in and you're like, what? Where did I just go? Like, what did I walk in the wrong door? But you walked in the right door because the Uzbek menu there is fantastic.
And we talked about a couple, I'm remembering, because you teased this the last time you and I were on mic together, that there are a few inside the casino, which is also an option.
Yeah. If you remember back to when we chatted in the casino parking lot, or the parking lot across the street from the casino. We did not chat in the casino parking lot.
Yes, we did not break any rules.
Yeah, Flipped, speaking of burgers, fantastic hamburgers. And then Mian, which is their like Pan-Asian, like fast casual restaurant. I will say again, I haven't been back. I hope maybe they listened and made the rice better.
I've gotten so many texts and DMs about the rice comment. I also hope that it's more delicious.
It's not that hard. It was so confusing because I was like, for a place that like very clearly is doing better than they have to for food, that has slipped is just like, it was a weird anomaly, but they're open till I believe 1 a.m. 4 nights a week. So.
But I remember you saying orange chicken.
Orange chicken's great though. Yeah. Great place if you're craving that.
What about the chains? Because you mentioned that we have a lot of like locally owned chains and like franchises, that kind of thing. First of all, speak in defense of why a chain, but also what do you recommend?
So I would say these are different chains. So not locally owned, but started locally in other places.
But owned by a local person, probably?
Maybe. Some of them I think are franchises and then some of them are brands.
I'm thinking of like Primanti's, for example. That one's a local chain.
Yeah, Primanti's obviously like the Pittsburgh classic.
And they're open late, which I think I knew, but I forgot. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, that one is open late too. I almost forgot about that. Sorry, Primanti's. You are actually like the last of the great old places that are still open. Not open 24 hours anymore, but open late.
And famously designed for shift workers. Like that's the lore of the whole sandwich, is that it was a thing you could eat quickly in one large bite.
Yeah, and especially the original strip district location is still a vibe, late at night. It's great. And then there are these other chains and franchises that started. So I'm thinking of Mad Chicken, for example, that was started in Appleton, Wisconsin, I believe. And there aren't that many outposts of this place, which is kind of exciting. And it was started by an Egyptian immigrant and a Palestinian immigrant, if I'm getting my facts correct. And it is like mostly chicken tenders and assorted other things that you would eat with chicken tenders, such as waffle fries, macaroni and cheese. I was like shocked by how much I enjoyed the chicken tenders on the South Side location.
Yeah, there's one downtown and one South Side.
One downtown, one South Side. I was like, just to make sure that there's consistency across the board, I should also go to the downtown one.
Wait, you went to both?
So I went to both. It's a low budget, it was a low budget reporting.
You got to get your tendies. I get it.
And I did think the South Side ones were a little bit crisper, but the downtown ones were good too. And downtown, again, like there's not a lot downtown at that hour. So, but I think that place is like quite good and again, like it hits what you want late at night, right? You want something fried, you want something crispy, you want something, sauces are good. The house-made Mad sauce is a little bit spicy, a little bit tart, a little bit tangy.
Laughing at myself for earlier saying that I wanted a chicken salad sandwich. I think we're on different wavelengths for that.
Sometimes you want a chicken salad sandwich, sometimes you just want 8 chicken tenders.
Yeah, bougie even at 2:30 in the morning.
The waffle fries were okay, but the tenders are great. They also offer them in like sandwiches. I wouldn't get them in a sandwich because chicken tenders in a sandwich is just a weird construction.
Okay.
Personally speaking, but they offer wraps, which is a better construction for a chicken sandwich or chicken tender sandwich.
Okay. Yeah. Once again, learning about Hal here.
Yeah. And then Top Pot and K-Barbecue on the South Side. So this is by the founder of Nanshank Soup Dumplings. It's a newer experience from that same founder who's like a serial entrepreneur. I legitimately love this place. Open until 2 a.m. Full hot pot experience. It's a little bit different than Little Corner Grill House, which is more traditional with the cauldron of broth in the middle. Mm-hmm. This place you get your individual broths, but that's kind of nice too because you can, if you go with a vegetarian or someone, they don't have to stress about it.
Or if you go with someone like me who like sounds like this in this moment, you don't have to share the broth with them.
Right. Yeah, you can share the broth. You can get the nurturing vegetable mushroom broth, which was delicious. I will say I have a very high heat tolerance, and I got the pickled sour cabbage broth, which is one of my favorite hot pot broths. And the server was like, just so you know, like the hot one is like hot. And I was like, cool. And then I got it and I was like, yeah, that is, because it's not offset with oil like the Sichuan one is. So just be
Were
judicious.
You humbled?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I made it through, but I think I actually just would have enjoyed it more in a medium because I was like, oh, this is a little bit more than like what I wanted.
Okay.
But holy cow, like just a massive assortment of things you could put in the hot pot. And then for less than $6 more, you can also get the Korean barbecue in the center of the table. So then you're grilling meats. I mean, wild. And if that weren't, I feel like a salesman. And extra one thing, there's a little buffet too.
Oh, like separate, like not on your table.
No, there's a little buffet. And you can get some stir-fried dishes at the buffet. You can get some appetizers like egg rolls at the buffet. You can get fruits and desserts at the buffet. And then there's a double sauce bar. So you can make sauces for your hot pot and then you can make sauces for your K barbecue. Truly, this is a place that knows how to standardize things.
I rarely see you like go on and on in this specific way. Like this is a pretty full-throated endorsement from Hal B. Klein.
I like very thoroughly enjoyed this place.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Southside doesn't always get truly wrongly. I feel like a lot of people don't think of Southside as like a destination for food in Pittsburgh.
No, but that stuff like near Southside Works, those like newer places that are going in, they're bringing in examples of places that are in this like newer chain category that are not trying to just hit like lowest common denominator, but are trying to work with a standardization in a way that like it would still be my choice to support someone locally because I just think that's better for our community. Yeah. But are doing it in a way that you actually feel good. And I mean, you can tell from my voice, like I really enjoyed going there.
Yeah. But I mean, this isn't open late, but like a cafe du jour, a dish, like we have phenomenal restaurants in the Southside.
And even when you're looking at that area by Southside Works, Speckled Eggs, second location is there and it's bigger. Mm-hmm. That place is great too. So
a ton of spaces. Are there other chains that you think are worth speaking to?
Kyu Ramen in the newer East Liberty development, open till 2 a.m. Again, like what a surprise. And that's one that's in the East End. So that's a rare spot to go get that one. And then Shah's Halal, which is part of a magical block on Semple Street in South Oakland, where there are 4 places that are open after hours.
They're all keeping each other company?
They're all keeping each other company. And that is like, it's like the heart of student land, right? It's a youthful place. But there's a Thai restaurant there that's been open for a long time. Dilja, which used to be in Lawrenceville and has moved down there, which is Iraqi and other Middle Eastern foods, plus a hookah bar. And another Korean barbecue spot that's a little bit less splashy than the one on the south side, but a little bit more hallucinogenic. There's like a blue neon light that kind of like floats through it. So if you're in a certain mood late at night, like could be a good spot. Also all you can eat, which is great.
Yeah. You know, you're going to outline these and even more restaurants that are open late in an article for the Post-Gazette. We're so grateful that you shared it with us. I mean, the one that you told me that you also speak in defense of that I think is just funny is one of America's great chains, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely not local.
I don't know if I'm speaking in defense of IHOP, although I do appreciate it, but it is the only 24-hour, 7-day-a-week establishment.
Where is our closest IHOP?
In Squirrel Hill.
Is
when you're heading down to the Homestead Grays Bridge.
That's still you're right. Yeah. You're right.
And there's a second one in Robinson. And I will say the nearest 24-hour diner that I found.
Like straight diner.
Straight diner is Dean's Diner, which is 40 miles away from downtown Pittsburgh and Blairsville. So, I don't know. If you're looking for a plate of bacon and eggs at 3 a.m, it's there.
It's there.
It's there.
For you to find.
Famous pancakes, but no longer. I do think they've actually fully rebranded. They're no longer the International House of Pancakes. They're just IHOP.
They're IHOP now.
Yeah.
If you could have one Pittsburgh establishment be open 24/7, what would it be?
Oh, gosh, that's a hard one.
I know. The whole world of food. How?
Just one?
Okay, it's you. You can say more than one.
I mean, it's never going to happen. But I mean, could you imagine if Fet Fisk was open at like 4 a.m.?
No, I think I think Nick would look at you in the eye and say, "Go straight to hell."
Truly. And what happens at Fet Fisk is amazing, and they should do no more than they want. I fully respect a business that is like, these are the hours, and also we're going to take like a couple of breaks a year, the entire staff at one time, so everyone can like have a little vacation to rejuvenate. But like, man, like that space, like the aesthetics of that space, even if the menu was a little bit different, like that would be incredible.
I like it.
Yeah.
This is a moment for dreaming, and
Yeah.
also a compliment to our friends over at Fat Fist.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you do and the hours with which you do it.
Ahoy.
Any predictions for how maybe late night eats are going to continue to evolve? Because I mean, we're pretty far removed at this point from like the cataclysmic stuff from 2020, and how that changed so much of our restaurant and our dining industry here in the city. But I feel like, with things like tariffs and supply chains and like just the rising cost of food, like stuff is continuing to evolve. And I'm wondering how you think that might hit like the late night scene.
I mean, I think maybe we'll see a few more late night pop-ups. La Grassa does one. They're obviously moving to like their own space soon, so that might stop. But I think that might be a thing that could happen, and it might offer a way for people to experiment and see like, is there an audience for this? Is it possible to do something like this? I think eventually we'll have another late night diner.
Yeah.
I just think it's part of like the fabric of Americana. But I think it also is very exciting to see all of these new cultures and communities sharing late night food from other places that's becoming late night food that we love too, right? So late night hot pot, like it's not like a revolutionary concept.
No.
It's just new in Pittsburgh, but it's great. And we could have more of that. So maybe we'll see more of those things. But I don't know, I think there's very clearly a shift that people are like, why would I go out and eat something when I can just have it delivered to my house? Which is fair, but also, I don't know, I love that community aspect of late night food.
Yeah.
So
I also love the meetup component of it too. You were talking about like the text you would get, like Ritter's question mark. I feel like that was the kind of thing that like no matter how your friends spent the evening, maybe you all had disparate plans. Often it was the phenomenon that at like this certain hour, at like, 1 o'clock in the morning, you would all meet at the central place and talk about your night, like who you met up with and what you were up to. And like that was kind of like the place to convene on it after the fact. And I would love to recapture some version of that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have that. And I think maybe just like, more neighborhood spots like that will open up. But I think that's just also going to depend on how people go out. So some of that stuff was a shift during COVID when it was like, oh, like maybe I don't need to be partying all the time and going out all the time. But I also think some of it is just like the cyclical ways we as people do things. And eventually there's going to be another moment where nightlife will be back in a different way. And we'll see more things like people wanting to go out. We'll see more stuff. I think we might see more stuff like Mr. Fry's, where the bar is a lot easier. You can sit and eat there if you want, but you can also just grab a thing to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe we'll see more of those places first.
Yeah. Man, pour one out for the Squirrel Hill Eaton Park too.
Yeah, R.I.P. Late Night Eaton Park.
Hal, it's always a blast. Thank you so much.
It's always a joy. Thanks for having me on for the 1000th episode.
1,000 episodes. Woo! We did it. That is all for today here on City Cast Pittsburgh. You can support us by becoming a City Cast Pittsburgh neighbor. There's a bunch of perks and swag. You can find all the details at membership.citycast.fm. We will be back tomorrow with more from around the city. We'll talk to you soon. Sound like I've had like 4 cigarettes in the back corner of the bar.
Yeah. You sound like you're still out and you're just like, I need something to eat right now.
Yeah, it's time for food.